We are live. Peace and blessings to the God, man. With no more further ado, how you feeling, God?
I'm feeling fantastic, G. Feeling fantastic. Good. Finally link it up.
Yeah, man. Man, look, they were trying everything to keep this from happening, man. Black August 2, man. Tahir RBG in the building. Um, if you don't know who Tahir RBG is, let me tell you now, go check out his music. Go, don't touch my leakies. Go check out all that Dead Prez music, revolutionary black music, revolutionary black artists. How you feeling, God?
I'm feeling fantastic, G. How about
Yeah,
you? How you doing?
I can't complain. I'm glad to finally get you online, man. I get a lot of different scientists on, a lot of different philosophers on, and now we got you on. So I really want to go in depth with you on Black August.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that being said, man, shout out to all the ancestors that come and go through this month of Black August. You know what I'm saying? Respect Mokyo. We just gained another ancestor, Malcolm Jamal Warner. I just did a live with Big Chief Rod Hayes on it, and we were talking about different things. How you feeling about that Malcolm Jamal Warner situation?
Yep. It's man, it was a shocker, man, but everything is in its right time. Everything is in order. So, yeah, he was definitely a icon. He was an icon, just straight up, black family icon, man. And I heard something about drowned or something like that, man. I was just very unfortunate. But you know, hey man, a lot of peace out to his family and all his loved ones and everybody who was affected. Shout out to Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ibarato Room.
I say. So I named this one Black August 2. And like I said, I'm with Mr. RBG himself, the revolutionary black guy. Man, and you know that influenced a lot of us, man. That influenced a lot of the real ones anyway, that RBG Nation, the RBG movement. So what does Black August mean to you, Chief? What does Black August mean? What does that really represent?
Well, Black August is a time that was selected by us by freedom fighters to honor and put and shed light on political prisoners, the freeing of the political prisoners, the stories of our political prisoners, what they went through, what they were going through, how they got in there, what's the efforts. Good time to renew efforts on political prisoner outreach. It's political prisoner awareness, if in particular for African freedom fighters. You know, Definitely big mojuba to Jonathan and George Jackson, and all those who lost their lives, and then those who from there on out, all the political prisoners. Yeah, that's what it is. That's a time to that's dedicated for August, but that's a year-round thing. Shout out to all those who are fighting that fight year-round, that don't stop fighting that are on political prisoner work. Shout out to them. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's Black August in a nutshell. But it's definitely about getting that awareness up about those who not some of them the ultimate sacrifice. Jonathan George Jackson, but at the same time, those who are the sacrifice of going behind enemy lines, behind African freedom, fighting for that. Shout out to those. I say I don't think we should have any more, or if we do have more, or have we have ways where we don't have to have anymore. If we just use our science, then we wouldn't be going through it. And I say that very boldly for all those who know I say it boldly. We don't got to go through it if we use that African science. If we go ahead and use that African science, I love to get into that.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Yo, this is the place. Like, look, we got you on the channel for a reason. We most definitely we know what you got, what you putting down. Tahir RBG is the Godfather. If you need any kind of spiritual work, this is who you holler at. He has his own farm. This is also the platinum producer for Dead Prez. He's done music with Jay-Z. He's seen all sorts of aspects of the game, and he chose the spiritual route to get away from the evil stuff. So when you say, well, I don't want to go too far before the RBG aspect. When you said, or we can do it all throughout. Can you name a couple outside of the ones you've already named? Can you name a couple revolutionary leaders that we might not know about? That's why we need people like yourself here, or people that they might forget about, that somebody like yourself keeps alive.
Name revolutionary leaders that people may not know about.
Yeah. Just put us up on game, like just any kind of revolutionary or inspirational story that you might know of, or a person you might know of that we might need to do some research on.
To do some research on. Revolutionaries that you may not know about that you should do some research on. Let's see. The first Oba of Oyotunji. His name is Oba Osageman Adefumi the First. Go do some research on the first Oba of Oyotunji village in South Carolina, and research and find out what they had to go through to build Oyotunji, first sovereign land. That one of the sovereign spots that we have in America. Yeah, where for Black folks in Yoruba culture. Go look up that. Check Oba Osejimi Adefumi the First. Go check them out. That's one. Zumbia Palmeras. Look up Zumbia Palmeras. That's somebody that you may not know about. He got a movie out about him called Quilombo, but he's a real African freedom fighter out of Brazil. In the day of when the Maroon village and in that villages in that area, which were called Quilombos, Zumbia Palmeras. He was tough to take down. Look him up. That's an African revolutionary you need to know about. Let me see. One more. Zumbi. Queen Nanny of the Moors.
I see.
Look up Queen Nanny of the Moors. If you ain't up, check her all the way out. One thing about all three of them, all three of the ones I just named, they were successful in getting done what they came to get done. They were successful. Okay,
you open the program.
And you know how they were successful? Juju. It wasn't about filling out no shit. It wasn't about no fucking lawyers. They used juju.
I see.
So we don't got to be prisoners. It's a real short shit about that. We don't got to be prisoners. That shit is a choice. That shit is a choice. We don't have to. We can use our own culture, our own weaponry, and we don't gotta be in jail. That's just period. And some know that. Some, and just, I don't know, for whatever reason. That, I don't know. It may not be cut out for everybody, but I know that for sure. Not even to name names. I just spoke to folks that deal with political prisoners. They know what so hey man, instead of looking for somebody to lead you into the shit, get your shit tight and then go and do that work and free these people like we doing.
I see.
Yeah, we don't gotta, we gotta bypass a lot of the things that's a lot of busy work. All that back and forth in these courts, that shit busy work. Really, we gotta start putting blood on shit. And I ain't talking about romantic white man blood, go out there. Nah, man. I'm talking about doing El Bar. We'll do El Bar for a fucking car or a man or a woman, but you won't do it to free polit. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. It's a short ass fucking shit.
You open the flow. I already knew you were gonna do it. As soon as we get you started, we already know you're gonna let it go. You see what I'm saying? You open the door. I wasn't even gonna say nothing about why we're gonna wait to see how far you wanted to go. Because you know we all about the matriarchy and elevating our black women too and protecting our black women from things that's happened to us before. So
Absolutely.
shout out to the Oba now, yeah. Shout out to Big Yeah. And like you said, this how important this story is. Do you want to expound on the story about how they
Let me
brought?
make a clarification. If you're talking about Oba Oshumbumi, she is an Oba. She's not the Oba or Yatunji. They're still figuring that out from what I understand. She's not the, but she is an Oba. And that's for sure. And Kinkamashe Oba Ialosha Oshumbumi. Kinkamashe, yeah, but she, just to clarify that.
Respect. Like I got big love for the. Yeah, I mean, like
Absolutely.
that whole. It's much love to all y'all. You know what I'm saying? So whatever y'all got going, but just the fact that the real war started years before any of this, right? The real war started. What was that in Brazil?
What's that? What war?
All right. So you were saying doing the research on these people, right? And from the research I got, when the original Oba, the one that started that sovereign land down there, right? Oba
Where?
Tunde, right? When he was in, was it Brazil that they were in?
Nah.
What was it, Cuba?
Yeah. What are you talking about? What
I mean,
about?
where they first encountered the traditions.
Oh yeah. The first
And
Oba.
I'm going somewhere with it. I'm going somewhere with it, like further down.
Yeah, the
Because
first Oba got made in Cuba. The first Oba, Ibarata Room, Oba Osejimi Adifumi the first was made in Cuba. Yep. And he came back. He brought it back to the United States. One of the first that was credited for bringing it to the United States and to Black folks. Yeah, I think that I want to say that was in 59 or something around there. I may be wrong about the date, but he bought it over. Yeah, they told him not. He was told. So the story goes. He was told not to. He did anyway. Because this was a great thing for our people. Of course, over here, and they did take an assassination attempt on him, but it did not work. He did get shot, but it didn't work. And he followed his whole destiny to spread the Yoruba culture and the scholarship of it, around. And it wasn't just it was a few people. It wasn't just he was spearheading it, but it was quite a few. And different traditions, different walks. Liberation is liberation. So it was some Macan people there, was some Palo people there, it was different folks, voodoo people there, as well as Yoruba people there, putting it together, scholarship, putting a lot of things together for us over here in the diaspora in this part. And we give thanks for that.
Yo, G, I know you're gonna go into it real quick. Shout out, salute to man. We got big chiefs, Black August too, y'all. We got two big chiefs in here. Like all due respect, we got Rod Hayes online with Tahir RBG and his thing. They look, they think they understand, but they'll understand later on. They'll catch up. You know what I'm saying? But before I lose the point though, the reason I was saying is because when you said don't bring that over here, I wanted to. When we talking about Black August and you were just talking about our technology and our weapons and everything else, the first thing that these people did in Cuba was get these traditions from Africa, hold them traditions to themselves and tell those people don't do what? Don't give it to those Black Americans.
Yeah, well,
The game is to make sure we don't get into the spiritual system and start learning this while everybody else is tapping into it. You got white Babalaos, you got all these different Babalaos.
Yeah, before there was no white Babalaos cracking before that. And what happened before that? I mean, if you think about it, you know, and no doubt about it, they should have felt them. They should have let them bring it back. But colonization knows no bounds.
I say,
So those Africans that was in Cuba that he got made by were colonized. They was on some nigga shit. Like, nah, you know, hold it back, you know. So the tradition and the juju overcame the nigga shit. So that's the real point in that. Like, we got to overcome even looking at our brothers and sisters in Cuba, and the ones here, colonized. We gotta. That's the field. That's the work. They, you know what I'm saying? Man, that would have been fantastic if they would have gave him a send off and it was beautiful and all that. But we at war. Yeah. Expect that you thought he got made. He was behind enemy lines. Got made. They came out. Of course, he kept. So that was. I don't know, man. I know a lot of Africans in Puerto Rico and Cuba and all those spots that fuck with us. That's revolutionaries. And then you got some that's colonized, just like right here, black folk right here that
Dirty Moore.
hate us. What we doing right now for black folks, they hate us for what we doing. Fuck them too. It's like, you know what I mean? Colonization is colonization. So, of course, they ain't want the Oba to bring it to us. Why would they be with that? They colonized. They niggas. You know
They
what I
look like
mean?
us, but they ain't us.
They look like
Right.
us, but
So,
and I
and then they found out. They found out it couldn't hold it. So I say, man, yeah, we so powerful, man, and we got to know that, yeah, they was trying to hold him back, just like they trying to hold us back right now. Just like
said,
right.
It's
And
two
we still
things.
overcome, right? We still overcome. So yeah.
It's two things Tahir touched on that will go over a lot of people here. One of them is the scholarship of the what they call Badum, Santeria, Brujeria, and the various forms. That's gonna go over a lot of people here because they don't know that in these fields of study, they deal with a lot of metaphysics, quantum physics, dark matter, but they don't call it by the modern terminology. So the scholarship is entirely independent of Western thought.
Mm.
The second thing a lot of people don't know is that's not an African tradition. It's called an old world tradition. That's why they call it pagan, because it can trace back to Pangea, a one world system of spirituality that we used to know how to use. And the colonizers knew that if certain people got a hold of this information that they call voodoo, that they made taboo, they tell you, you follow my religion and your religion is evil, or your spiritual system is evil. So we need you to follow ours. And that way I can root out all of the evil and make you do everything I want you to do in the name of what's righteous in my system.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the enemy coming to your house, giving you guns that shoot backwards, telling you got to use these guns in warfare.
Mm.
And every time you pull the trigger, you shoot yourself. But he's telling you to use it the same way he using it. Every time he point his at you, he shoot you. And every time you point yours at him, you shoot yourself. So those two things are critical. The scholarship and the understanding that when the colonizers came to the Americas, that was our spiritual system.
Mm-hmm.
And it took them a whole lot of homicide, genocide, and whatever other kind of side you want to attach to it in order to stop us from using that and convince us to bow our heads and pray to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who died on Calvary for the sins of the world. Well, why the hell is the world still sinning? His blood must not have been effective. If he died for the sins of the world, there shouldn't be no more sins in the world. Because he died for them. That was supposed to have been the most purified sacrifice known to man, according to the church, right? So what did he do? Sacrifice for nothing? Hey, that being said, hey, Tahir, y'all got me through a bad mofo in the penitentiary with that bring hip hop back. You understand me? Look, I'm in the middle of the night working in the unit, buffing the floors, listening to I'm not a hunter, but I am told.
O'Malley Stella.
I never thought I'd get to meet one of y'all brothers, man. Y'all one of the most slept on groups in the history of hip hop.
Well,
I'm talking about in relation to the value of the content to the collective culture of us over here. The other most slept on group is X-Clan.
Yep. I mean, you know, we make it for who's supposed to get it, man. You know, we make it for who's supposed to get it.
Crazy. Cause hip hop, you already know they got our attention with the woman walking in the front. Y'all know exactly what y'all was doing. And then Hell Yeah, that changed my life. I always go check out Hell Yeah, but more than anything, go check out Don't Touch My Leakies. You know what I'm saying? This dude, the music was revolutionary, but it wasn't just it was just one on screen. We know this man in person. Don't you on the farm too, don't you, G?
Man, right now we had to close the farm down for a second. We're gonna get it back cracking, but yeah, I've been doing a lot more spiritual work now. So it's, man, that farm, it ain't no shortcuts in that, and spiritual work ain't no shortcuts either. So I had to figure it out.
real quick, because I'm about to get out y'all way and let y'all do y'all thing, right? But real quick, man, tell the people where you from again. Where you from? Like where's Dead Prayers from? Where's Tahir RBG from?
Oh, well, I grew up in Tallahassee, Florida.
Yeah. We know the Earth Your Turf, bro. I know the Earth Your Turf. You got kingdoms in Africa and everything now. And that's another thing. You a real ambassador for the culture. You're from here and you go over there. And like you said, you kind of already broke it down. I already know what you're gonna say. You've been telling me this for years. But when you go over there, is it the same energy that you get from these so-called Africans that come over here? And what does the word African even really mean when you go over there? Like, what's the temperature when you go over there? Is it love or what?
Yeah, it's immense love, right? It's immense love. Yeah, Africa, we the Africans on this side coming back over there, tapping in. It's the missing link. You know, it's the missing link. There's a plethora. I mean, it's damn near endless amounts of culture and intel on the continent, all on the globe, but definitely on the continent where there's 82% of the world's resources. There's a lot of intel there. There's a lot of welcome in there. You just got to pop in. If you come in there as an American, yeah, expect the people to, you know, looking at you like this. You over there looking like the fucking crackers. I'm going to look at you like that. But if you get over there and, you know what it is, you cool, you here. Everybody know you ain't been here before. Pop in, ask some questions, tap in. They love us. In the village.
You got a school over there,
huh?
My bad. Don't you got a school over there?
Nah, but my brother PA, yeah, we're part of the school over there, but he has that over there. I'm tapped in with it though. It's not my school, but I'm tapped in with it. Yeah, when you get over there, yeah, if you haven't been before, for all those listening that haven't been, you got a spot over there. Make sure you tap in over there. You don't got to move over there unless you like to, but you know, it's just where 82% of the world's resources is at. That's all.
That's all.
You might just want to tap in a little bit.
There's one thing about that 82% resources. That's because nobody on the planet is counting the resources of the Americas when they make the calculations of where resources is coming from. We talking about raw material like cobalt, bauxite, platinum, gold, uranium, iridium. You know, we talking platinum group metals, periodic table of elements. But America is not included in the calculation of world wealth, because you would be surprised how much of the wealth of America is actually floating all of the rest of the societies around the world outside of the African continent. Africa got enough to be self-sufficient. That's the problem.
No, that ain't
Over
a problem.
here,
That's the point.
no, not for us. You gotta remember, it ain't a problem for us.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
America have all of the resources that we need to take care of us over here. The problem with us, but it ain't our problem. It's the problem of the ones that's colonizing. Why are they colonizing in the first place?
Yeah.
Because they trying to acquire resources.
If we one of my elders told me something and it's real spill. We just keep our eyes on our map. We make that link over there. I'm already we link everybody I know that makes a link over there. Yo, life changes. You won't, it's great. We working real hard over here for them resources. Real hard, graying out real fast, looking older.
I'll say this,
real, you know, so our link, not saying that we do it, Africa got something, we got something over, Africans on this side, Africans all around the diaspora. When we link it, however you can, whether it just be, I import yarn from this one lady and I send X, Y, and Z over. Or even if it's knowledge, because that's the most important thing. That's why we're the missing link. We go over there and we drill wells. And when we go to drill them, they'll show us how to find water without the meters. They know how to find water without the meter. I still ain't seen nobody over here do it. That's something we lost over there. We lost it, but we can get back over there, tap in. That's the juju that unlocks different juju in you. Like we gotta make that Pan-African link and make it strong. Like spin that bread, fly over there, tap in. It's different.
Yo.
When we talk about different technology. Really, the win was to free people. We was talking about earlier about getting people out of prison. You ain't getting them out with no fucking paperwork. I'm tired of seeing our political prisoners have to damn near have cancer to get out. We could get them out immediately, but we got to be using our tech. And our tech, it's a lot of tech on that quote unquote dark continent that us who have been our blood, who's been through certain stuff. We able to tap into it. Even some of the Africans on the continent can't tap into it. They ain't tough enough. They ain't rugged enough. Their blood ain't really been through the rigors. We come back over there and show them, this is why we able to, no, Haiti overcame the French, not Africa. That was Haiti. You know what I mean? That was the same ones that went to Louisiana, same ones that went to Florida. That was us. So when we pop back over there, it's a different, so we link with them. They'll show, it's so many types of stuff that, man, we bulletproof on it. So I hear, yes, we do have some things over here in America. We do. But there's some things over there that we link with, and we link over here. Like we got to make that thread. Crackers try to make that thread. They ain't got enough thread to make it. Their thread ain't strong. Ours is super strong. We got thick fabric. We just got to get over there and we got to sew it up.
So what you just went over, bring to mind 100 years ago, next year will be 1926 when they exiled Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And everybody think Garvey wanted all of us to pack our shit and go to Africa, which is nothing more further from the truth.
No,
but he kept putting the emphasis on something called a confraternity, in the connecting and brotherhood with the people on the continent. And he even said in several different lectures and in his writings that the connection with Africa is to remind us about our ancient historical past. So when I tell you that what they call voodoo is old world, and it was still being practiced because the colonization in the continent hadn't saturated as it did the 100 years following Garvey. Right. So he want us to make a spiritual connection to the spirit science. Right. But remember, he's coming out of the Prince Hall Masonic Lodge. So he's bound by certain secrets that the ones of us out here doing it now not bound by, because we don't have no Masonic agreements. And so he couldn't tell us it's a 200-year conjure, but he could put it in his statement that I don't care if it take 200 years, y'all can't hold us back. So the materialization of the global confraternity was first seen at the Bang Dong Conference, when all of the non-melanated families of the planet decided to put up a defense against white supremacy. You know, so understanding that a lot of them people coming over to America from Africa, and the Africans that speak French call them bourgeoisie. Over here, we say them bougie niggas. Same thing.
That's right.
It's the same thing. They come over here with their nose in the air and they too good for everybody. Them not real Africans. The ones that's living their day-to-day life like we is, trying to come up and trying to find a way to feed their family. They not thinking about us over here like those people that come over here to set up shop in our neighborhood and look down the bridge of their nose at us like we less than.
Yeah, it's a different set right there. Yeah, something I seen in Africa, you know, and man, I swear it all boiled down to taking in these crackers. And really, I'm gonna say it boils down to, yeah, them taking in what these crackers tell them, and then the lack thereof of us who know, a lot of us, but it's changing though. It's changing now. But us being over there, I had a chance to this was an opportunity that I recognize it was of a lifetime, to spend a month in a small African village called Peiki, Ghana. So Peiki is the first township to be colonized by the Germans in Ghana. Peiki, staunch Christian spot. However, it's in the Awe, it's in the lower Volta regions. They're the Awe people, like Voodoo. They're very similar and damn near Benin Voodoo. They really practice Voodoo, and they call it Awe. Awe tradition is the closest one in that area of West Africa to Kemet, to how Kemet was. That's Awe tradition. They damn near sound like it. It's something else. So anyway, we out there, and we go to my godfather at the time, Ibarat's room. He transitioned. His nephew ran an international school. International school is like a private school, but you know they got a little resource. You know, you got to wear the uniforms of school. You know, they teaching the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and all of that in Africa, and you know, and all the whole thing, as well as Christianity. So we were there and we witnessed a Christian outfit. I guess they were missionaries or whatever. They pull up. Man, they just finished feeding. They've been eating from them already. Get down to the bottom of the bowl. Jesus loves you. That type shit. So the guy was coming to the school. I guess he's the main, the main white guy, about the Jesus shit. And all these beautiful black children, man, these they just line up in the assembly little areas out in the sun. They line up, shortest to tallest in the back. I mean, they look like soldiers, beautiful. Then this white dude comes out, man. He big. They just pull up in their Range Rovers white dude come out looking like the Colonel. He say, "Yo, Jesus, Jesus loves you. You don't have to do any more sacrifices or anything like that because he died for your sins. So you don't have to worry about that, okay? Okay." All the children, okay. Say, Jesus loves me. Jesus loves me. I mean, he's going through it. I mean, it'll bring tears to your eyes, like they just getting programmed and they move on. So those people, those children, they go through this international school till they get to the University of Legon right in Ghana. And they're told from then all the way to the university that when you leave, they're already told they're going to leave. When you leave, they'll get you like, when you leave Ghana and you get to America or you get to London or you get to wherever, Brazil, don't fuck with the niggas. Do not fuck with them. They'll bring you down. That's what they're being told in the international school that they learn in, not the regular school where it's ran by the people right there. We talking about the international school that's getting the syllabus of the quote unquote free world, the world. So those Africans that are coming to now work at the oil shit in Houston, in Texas, or they coming to America, they coming from this type of colonization. They being told, don't fuck with us. Now, guess what? The same shit is happening right in our schools right here. Don't go to Africa. You're going to get ate by a lion. They don't fuck with you. Africans don't fuck with you. Don't go over there. We ain't got nothing over there. You know who the trick is on? It's on both of us. So, because we go over there, and I'm just saying we, and the Africans over here that go over there, and we feel like, oh man, I'm finna get scammed. Let me tell you, we see all that shit coming. If you have never been to Africa, when you get there, you're gonna find out you the slickest shit on the planet. Africans in America are the slickest on the planet. If an African on the continent takes advantage of you, you been slow. You been slow because you can see it coming. You can see it, bro. We are in a pressure cooker over here. You have no idea how genius we are till you get over there. You solving problems, slicing bread. When they come over here, if they are raised in their traditions, and they might have been told to forget about it, but they come over here and they see us and we kicking that, and they say, "Oh shit, y'all can really speak that shit," and they see what we doing. They might put in some. I mean, not saying we need them to fill in blanks or whatever, but if they do, much welcome. Come on. When do we not need no help? Bring it in. But we got our own things over here that we're aspiring to, just like they do. But when we make that link, these crackers got it where they're very diabolical. The Africans on the continent did not just pop out, not fucking with us, and we ain't not fucking with them. It was put together. We gotta overcome it. Know it's cracking out there. Overcome it. Get to our juju. Get to work. Whatever juju we do, get to work with it for African liberation. For African liberation, man. If we and do what you know. What you don't know, tap somebody who do know and get next to them and get it done, man. Everybody got a godmother, godfather, a master, or something, that we sit at the feet of, So for all of us who are winning and fighting the spiritual war, get that intel, and let's fight for. I mean, just bringing it back to the Black August thing, and let's use these traditions, use what we know, and make difference. A kill shot ain't just the only difference. Maybe just not going to Walmart for tomatoes might be the difference you make. Or, you know what I mean? We just got to make a difference. All juju ain't a whole bunch of spells and sigils and all of that. Sometimes it's just smiling and saying good morning to people, you know, and having all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that, yeah. Let's go ahead, bro. I just wanted to say that, yeah. The Africa has been being Africans in Africa have been being prompted to not fuck with us for a long time.
It's not just Africans though, because that same scenario that you just gave us about how they indoctrinate them kids before they send them over here. I've had Arabs tell me the same thing. They didn't know nothing about an African American or a Black American until they got ready to come over here and make some money. Then they give them a class as part of a visa training, telling them, okay, now when you see these brothers with the 40 ounces and the jeans with the rag hanging out the pocket and the white tee, them run from them.
Right. Open up the door and use them as your bank.
Yeah, but look, then they spend, not only they tell them don't deal with us, they tell them, but if you want to get rich, open your business in their community, because they don't have no sense of financial literacy among their collective.
They gonna let you in there. Yep. And that's all over, man. You go to Africa, you're gonna see little Chinatown. Shit, you already know how that go. You see, I mean, you go to Brazil, man, like I say, it's a worldwide situation. We gonna get it though. Yo, I swear we in the lead. Like, look at this. Look how, we popping. We just gotta stay focused. Stay focused, stay building, man, stay solving problems, really solving them. Like, and if we don't got them solved, it's okay. It's okay. It's coming. Like, we don't have to act like we got it solved. Like, and give ourselves a chance. It's talking about Black August and about just with RBG culture and African liberation. We can't fight our enemies with our enemies' weaponry and feel like like you could never. If I created some shit, a bomb, you can't blow me up with my bomb that I made. You just can't. I'm already gonna know how to do it. I'm gonna know how to disarm it. By the time you get ready, it's my bomb. I know how to fuck with it. So we gotta use our own weaponry, and we gotta use them weapons that hurt. What they have lineages. How did Shaka Zulu do his thing? What was he doing? Bantu tradition. What is the Bantu? Congo. What is that? Palo. You need to be a palero. You Cuba. You talking about Castro? They ran him out. What he was a Santos. You got to get up on that. Not saying you got to be a chief or all that, but you got to tap in where the winds are. Haitian voodoo. They're only people to come from a quote unquote enslaved to free themselves up using their own shit. Took 100 years, finally happened. We gotta use wherever we gotta win at, tap into that. Wherever we won at, it's a lot of places we won. It ain't just one thing, it's many things. Find one that we won and tap in. You know what I'm saying?
Bring to mind Maurice Bishop from Grenada when you saying that, looking at the winds. Because he had, in short order, he had revamped the whole island. He had brought in an international airport, all kind of stuff that he had did down there. And then when he came over here and started telling us our so-called leadership, half of them was the one sold him out. But when he started telling them what he was doing to uplift the people down there and that they could use the same blueprint over here, he was marked for death. The CIA decided, right?
Yeah.
But the legacy still live on. His lectures are still available. You might even be able to find them on YouTube, Maurice Bishop. And he didn't make no qualms about what was going on. And then the hard part for me was to understand that the pale face ain't got no real power. He only got pseudo power given to him by some people that look like us that want to keep their hands from being seen while they push other people to do their dirt. That hurt my feelings. That hurt my feelings worse than my mama slapping me.
Oh man.
Yo, Chief, real quick, to get some questions out there. Everybody's showing a lot of love, man. It's a lot of love in the comments. Tahir, do you got any new music coming out anytime soon?
Yep, absolutely. Got something, always got something cooking, man. Right now we'll say I'm a lot of boots on ground. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm up to a lot of these
You always be
days.
telling everything working. Everything working.
Yeah.
Chief, every time I be talking about something, somebody taught me all these different things and taught me how to, he said like Bruce Lee, he just said just then, take what works from you. And then when you're looking at the temple of the Python and the homie, and then you go to Mexico and look at the temple of Quetzalcoatl, it's the same temple. And these people they tricking people out of their spot because no matter what we're saying, it was an intergalactic empire. The intergalactic empire ain't nothing slow. Like they're in the comments saying about the whole Africa word, but this brother is in Africa. This brother's dealing that, so he's speaking that. We can say whatever words you want to feel comfortable with saying, but we won't divide each other or have the argument of words or what you want to call, because you don't want to call a motherfucker talk.
Touch on that for a minute. First of all, everybody that watch wherever I go, they know where my position is. I'm not an African.
That I'm like Tahir and Rod Dave's on the same page.
I'm not an African, but I've been treated the same. Let that sink in. I'm not an African, but I've been treated the same. My tribes over here have been treated like they was Africans, or the way they told us Africans ought to be treated. So I don't get offended. The brother make a connection with Africa and he uses the term. That's not what my problem at. My problem is them ones that look like us, right? That's trying to deliberately, willfully, with malicious intent, disassociate us from our birthright by telling us that we from somewhere else and we've been here the whole effing time.
I see.
Right.
I can sit here with a year and we can have this conversation, and the term Africa will never become a negative point of contention because, one, after hearing his music, I know where his mind at.
Yeah.
I know where his heart at. Because the music speaks from the soul, will come through the heart, it's spilled through the pen, it's spit through the mouth. So I can't be at contention with everything he say. We can't micromanage each other.
That's where they be trying to fuck up right now.
And even with man, it's so many names for it. However, man, this planet, the globe, let's get at it. Like you could call it what you want to call it. And we've been on this planet, the whole planet, the entire planet for a really long time. We're the seniors of it. We're from the entire shit. We just talking about strategy. You gotta be a fucking strategist. Like you can't be caught up on shit and miss the fucking prize. Like you gotta be able to say, yo, all right, I get that. And I'm finna show you how to go over here and get these trucks and get into the building over here in Tanzania, making 75 bands a year on some shit and turn that into maybe, we might put it into the Zim. Let's invest it into the Zim. Like let's get busy, get past the words, use the juju, and if that's the juju, use that shit however you use it. And let's get busy. Let's get powerful. Let's start traveling. Let's start putting in some fucking work. Let's start setting up foundations for our children. Not just a whole bunch of information. I'm talking about shit we could walk in, hold down, start mining shit. Like, you know what I mean? Yo, guess what? It's so easy to go. I'm talking about for black folks in America. It's so easy for us to go over to Africa, become a developmental chief. I'm just telling you some shit for real. Become a developmental chief of a village that's sitting on fucking gold and diamonds.
You could be the developmental chief. And now that shit is access to you because you came and showed them how to read or showed them some math or built a computer lab, something that ain't gonna take nothing but a couple bands, no more than 8-9 bands. And now you got umpteen amounts of acres. You all, yo, that shit is available for those who say I'm gonna buy that $1,500 ticket and go to this little spot and ga. But you got the mind frame of Mansa Musa. You got the mind frame of a builder. You could go over there, get in mix. They finna throw it. Trust me, they threw it at me. They're gonna throw it at you. Yo, we need you here. We're gonna give you, yo, Africa, it's probably a third of it is uncharted. It's so huge. Probably a third of that landmass is uncharted.
Stones.
You feel like, yo, it's so much opportunity that I hate for us over here. We so smart. And I'm serious. We are geniuses. I hate for us to miss that plug in because we was caught up on something and we missed the fucking plug in. I seen brothers that come over there. I know of one brother, he was a GD, game banged out. Went to Africa. Now he got a rice farm. He's an engineer. He got a rice farm. He blew up. He blew. He's gone. He's out of here. Like, I know it's too many of them stories. It's too many of them. You know what I mean? Where we just got to tap in and get into the resource, and then now you plug in our African liberation groups here. Plug in for the resource there. You just never know. This world is crazy. This world is crazy. Next thing you know, some shit might not be available over here, and it's only moving to us. That shit is real easy. All of a sudden, it's boom. It's certain things you can't get from nobody but the Mexicans in America. It's certain shit you can't get from nobody but the Arabs. They the only ones got it. We're gonna have to go over there and get these the rugs or whatever they want. It's certain shit that we can only gonna have. That's gonna have to do something with the lights or something with the way that plastic, the things that go into plastic or something. It's gonna be some things. We're so smart. We're so genius. We can know those things. We could tap in. All we got to do is put our brain to making that link. I've seen it happen a million times, like in my face. People I know, myself, like it's easy. And you know, and we can, and it don't, to be honest, yeah, of course we don't know. Of course we're not spreading no Christianity, none of that. But man, look, get you some land where the world is focused. They focused over there. They want us over there to be in charge of a lot of shit. That's how Meek Mill got to go and talk to the president of Ghana. Meek Mill probably ain't even got to talk to Obama. But he got to go talk to him. But he got to go and disrespect the office in Ghana because they just like, yo, we just want to know what this dude got to say. He ain't even know what to do. Imagine us with that. We got it. We have that. We have that invitation. It's not, we don't have to be a rock star. We just got to go. The invitation is there.
Yo, let me get your question real quick with you, Chief.
You brought back to the forefront the understanding the confraternity. You know, a universal brotherhood that stretch around the world. Right? When we talk about Africa, we forget the African brain drain. We forget that Nigeria annually for about the last 40 years pump out more PhDs than anybody else in the world. Like that stuff never crossed our mind. If they got all of these thinkers, why they all leaving?
Yeah.
See, the condition in colonization, they don't have to worry about colonizing the land once they colonize the mind. Because then you're going to do the colonizer job for them because you're going to leave where you at to go make a better living somewhere else, leaving your whole family destitute, you're going to start off when you're struggling, sending a little bit of money home here and there. But when you get to balling and you making 1.5 a year, you're going to forget you got people at home that's still starving because you're too busy living in luxury to remember people suffering in poverty where you came from. Colonize the man, you don't have to worry about colonizing the land. The hard part was colonizing the man. So first they made it look like they was trying to colonize the land in order to colonize the man. Right? This is what cut us off from our global connections, because you got to remember, it was only a couple hundred years before Columbus pulled up that Mansa Musa came, and they didn't cause no problems. They actually lived in harmony with the tribes of the land. Right? So what happened from when you come from Africa, because I told people, to tell people for the longest, the west coast of Africa been marrying people on the east coast of America for thousands of years. That's not new. You know, the new thing is they told us about these slave ships, but they can't produce one. They can't produce one. So in the course of all this, you had Muammar Gaddafi. Muammar Gaddafi wrote something called the Green Book, which is a blueprint on organizing your resources according to how he's seen it. You look at his success factor, and if you believe in following the pathway to success, you're going to look at it and say, well, maybe he knows something. Let me read what he's talking about and find what I can use from it. That's when the brothers say, use what works. Right? And so he brought up something else too about the colonizers' weapons. We got 2 recorded cases where the colonizer entrapped 1 and tried to entrap 2 guys in Chicago with rocket launchers that wasn't even functional. So they was just decoys. And that's Angel Bay. They made that whole story up from A to Z. And Prince Lowe, Four Corner Hustler, when he realized that, hey, this is the same thing they got Chief Malik on. I'm not falling for this. They murdered him. The police did. You know, so when we looking at what we up against with colonization and the colonizer influencing the mind of the people, Africa needs thinkers because all of the thinkers is leaving Africa.
Thanks.
But we need thinkers over here too. Right? Because they told us it ain't about thinking, it's about thugging. You know, and
I tapped out.
Go ahead, son.
No, I was trying to get some of the questions out. He tapped out. He hasn't sent the request back. Hopefully he sends the request back. If you in there out here, hit me up. Got to get him back on because we had some dope questions. Because I was gonna hit y'all with the Hannibal question, but I already know you already broke it down last time. I appreciate you popping in too, Chief. That was dope. That was real love. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, man. Somebody asked, do you know where the original ISIS temple is?
Arizona.
I'll say.
I already said it 100,000 times.
Yeah, I know. I just. No, man. I appreciate it, God. I'm about to try to tap back in with him, man. It's Black August, man. Y'all, just that little bit of time, y'all put so much information out there. I had a couple more points that I did need to hit with him real quick, so I got to get him back online. But Chief, man, I appreciate you, man. Real talk. I got a couple big plays we about to do. Like we all over. You know what I'm saying? Everything working.
For sure, man. How do I get me?
Yes, sir. Peace.